Hello, lovely people. Again, I'm here at Umbraco US Festival. That's a great place for me to do those kind of interviews for Backstage with Fred. And today I am with Emma.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
I really happy to be here again. But first, who
Yes.
are you?
Okay, so I am Emma Burstow. I am the VP of Developer Relations at Umbraco. So I get to manage our developer community, or I get to manage the team that manage our developer community all over the world.
Oh, that's amazing. Actually, I had to say that, like, when I, was introduced to Umbraco, the first thing I checked, like, hey, do they have developer advocates?
Yeah.
And I saw that, like, you have a pretty interesting team. So, like, if my manager is looking at it, watching that video, I am going to say I'm a little bit jealous of like the size of the team and the resources you have.
Yeah.
But no, pretty good. So we briefly talked a little bit before recording,
Yes.
and you were telling me that like the way you do developer relations may be a little bit different than
Yes.
like any other company. So would love to understand what you meant by that.
Sure. Okay, so one of the things that it's kind of important to know about Umbraco is that our community has been around since the very beginning of the project. So we have had the luxury of this like outsized, vibrant, engaged community. And I say luxury because I can't imagine trying to build that kind of community from the ground up. And I was really fortunate because
That's
I
a lot
came,
of work.
yeah, right? Like that's not my area of expertise. I came into this world as an Umbraco developer, and I spent a lot of time in that technical community, making contributions, working with others, giving
that's
talks.
nice.
So I was raised in the community, and now I work looking after the community, which is such an honor, and it's incredible. But we do have an outsized community. So we're a company of 160 people, but we have thousands of people in our technical community.
Yeah.
And we also have quite an unusual, I learned when I speak to other people in the industry, quite an unusual shape of team, because we are 6 people out of 160 are on DevRel. So we have like an engineering team of 50, 60 people and then 6 DevRel people. And when I look at comparably sized companies, they just don't have that many people. And the reason for that is because our community is so essential to our product development and our branding and brand awareness. Like they really are a big part of our DNA. So the way that my team works, I think it's unusual because whenever I go to conferences and I meet people and we kind of talk about how they do DevRel, that's why I love these conversations. You know, there's often an emphasis on kind of not product sales, but kind of pushing the product, getting the product in front of people. My team, our focus is very rarely on anything like that. Like it's not that we ignore that space, it's just that we often leave that space to marketing. A big part of what we do is around community empowerment. Yeah. So we would rather other people are talking about our product, because when people want a product, like they can talk to a salesperson or they can talk to another developer. And they're going to believe the other developer. And what we love about our community is that they're so good at talking about us, whether they like us, love us, or have like feedback for us. So we will put people out into the world, and when I say put them out into the world, so for instance, Alan, who's based in the US, one of the things that he will do is bring community members to our booths. So if we go to an industry event, it could be Alan and 2 community members.
Love that.
Right? Because it should be them talking about the product. They're the implementers, they use it. They'll often be like, what do you want us to say? And we're like, no. Like,
What do you want to
you
say?
say what you want to say. Because when you're speaking at that level, people need to hear about your pain points too. Because if they come in believing, that Umbraco's the solution for this, this, and this, and it isn't, then, that's damage, reputational damage that we can't fix.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's so tough when that happens.
I agree. So actually, like everything you just said is how I see developer relation. I think it is the role. The role is to empower people. The role is to, like from my point of view, I always describe myself as like the friendly, social, approachable, technical face of the company.
Yeah.
But my job is to help developer being successful. And of course, I hope they're going to be successful with my product. But at the end of the day, I'm creating connection with people.
Yep.
I want to empower them. And as you said, like community is super important. By the way, I love that you started as like a community member.
Very much
and
so.
like now you're an employee, you're getting paid to do it. But still like that's the power of open source. That's the power of having a community. But as you said, also the the trust that people will have. Let's be honest. I'm being paid by TinyMCE.
Yep.
So if I say good things about TinyMCE, people are like, yeah, should I trust Fred or no? If you know me though, you will know that like I'm always transparent and honest.
Yeah.
I have a no bullshit policy.
Yeah.
But still, at the end of the day, I'm an employee.
Yeah.
So like when there are people within the community that are basically what I call your virtual evangelist or like virtual developer advocates, I think it's just wonderful. And it's funny that we talk about that because I was just talking about my manager last week, and because I just started at TinyMCE, and one of my medium long-term plan is to have that kind of like Google expert, Microsoft MVP, Umbraco MVP program to basically first recognize the people that are doing amazing things, but also kind of like foster that relation of like, hey, let's work together. Let me empower you to really like say what you have to say.
Yeah.
So,
and I think we're on the same page with that because there are so many like schools of thought around marketing that you don't really want to put your customers in front of like your potential customers because and it's like, actually no, like we are in a landscape where there's so much being sold to us constantly. The power of authenticity just blows everything else out of the water. And I think some people can find it kind of freaky, that we really are that open and transparent. We're not gonna tell you that the product is great for this if it's not great for this. No, we really don't. And so we have no fear about putting these people. The best thing about these people, right? Like I wish, like you will have met some of them across the festival. So like the people that I'm thinking of now specifically have been in the community for 10 years, 15 years. They will be the first people to tell us off when we get something wrong. They're not like, only promoters. They're very
and you want that. You want that feedback because part of from my point of view, and you tell me if you disagree, but like part of developer relation is, as you said, is not always to just promote your product. Like it's really, as I said, helping people being successful. But it's not just a one-way street. It's not just me talking about stuff. I'm here to listen. And it's an important part of the job to listen and bring that feedback back to the product team to ensure that like we go in the right direction. So it's super important to get that real raw feedback. So it's why every time, I just did because we're sponsoring Umbraco US Festival, so I had like a 2 minute on stage, which is kind of like torture having only 2 minutes to talk for me. But still, I talk a little bit about like, we're just happy to be here. And one of the things I said, I was like, please, like, come talk to me. I'm here. I'm easy to recognize. Actually, I'm even part of the community right now.
You really are right now.
Yeah, they have those things where like there's a nail heart station and like temporary tattoo. And I was like, I've never done that. I need to do it. I'm like, it's new to me. Umbraco is new to me. The community is new to me, but I want to be part of it because like everybody I talk to are just amazing, nice people. And this is one of the things I really love with my job is the people center because I used to be a full-time developer for about 10 years. But I'm a like extrovert, social. I just love people. So now it's a fine mix between it's still a technical role, but it's focused on people. So
and it's amazing the directions you can take this role in. And I think that's like one of the benefits of developer advocacy being as young as it is. Kind of we get to some degree, depending on what your company is expecting, but certainly it sounds like it's true for you and it's true for me, we get to invent the role. And my experience in the community has made me very passionate about letting my team, all based in different regions, decide how they want to grow their communities. So it could be, I know Alan spoke about festivals and meetups, but it could be around things like the documentation. We work with community teams of people so that there'll be people that are very close to us who are going to be working on specific projects, specific kind of goals or have missions. And the line between them and us is so fluid. It's just amazing. And it means we're bigger, because we're not just 160, we really benefit from the high
Exactly. So I love that. So as I was saying, we're at the Umbraco US Festival, which is also, I learned it's community-led. So their community is organizing the conference, and good job. That's a great event. I organized plenty of events in the past life, and it's a lot of work.
So much.
But there's also not only Umbraco US Festival, there is another event called CodeGarden. So what it is?
So CodeGarden is our annual event. It's the biggest in the calendar. It's run entirely by HQ. Okay. And it's for the community, for developers, clients, for anybody that might want to come. It's one heck of a week. Like, it's so hard to like boil CodeGarden down into just like one description, but let's just say it's a developer conference that you will never have been to before. Like, expect the unexpected. So much knowledge sharing, so much learning, lots of friendliness like you've experienced here. That. You may end up with painted nails, but you also, like, you don't just go home with lots of knowledge, you'll go home with new friends, new connections, and that is so useful in an open source ecosystem, because the next week you're collaborating on a package with somebody else, or somebody else is helping you solve an implementation problem, and you met them, you knew them, you played Hammerschlagen with them. That's a game that we play at CodeGarden.
And I love conferences. I'm like, obviously it's part of my job. And for me, like, yes, the talks are interesting, but if I want to be honest, most of my time is spent talking with people. So I go watch a talk once in a while. I give my talks, but most of the time I'm just talking with people. Yeah. So, like, if you go to conference, folks, take the time also to mingle, connect with folks, because as you said, you're going to make friends, but also maybe you're going to find potential partners, people that may help you with your project, your next manager, your next boss, your next, like, someone you can hire. Yeah. So there is so many opportunities to connect with people, network at those events, use them. So.
The hallway track is the place to be. Go see the talks, but the hallway track is really important. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Hopefully I'm going to be able to be there, and looking forward to it.
I would love to show you around CodeGarden. I think if you've gotten on this level already with the painted nails, you're going to really enjoy CodeGarden.
That sounds good. So thanks a lot for your time. It was amazing talking to you, and have a good rest of festival.
Will do. Stay in touch.
Hey, bye folks.